Bienvenidos, bienvenidos a Nombre Podcast con Jason y Jonathan. We're talking about tarifas.
Yeah. Well, did you see what happened this morning?
Oh shit, no, what happened?
The U.S. bombed Iran.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it's no bueno. In fact,
Yeah.
I've seen this guy, Professor Zhang, on YouTube. He's a Chinese guy teaching kids in Beijing about U.S. politics. And
Yeah.
he's like 95% accurately predicted everything that's happened with the Trump administration for like the past couple years.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the Iran war as it relates to Israel. And like, so, you know, it's all in the Bible, this Iran war. It completes the prophecy on top of the whole Palestine stuff, right? So it's like a prophecy, and the United States is like all about helping Israel do some like fucking Christian type like fantasy shit, dude. And this is crazy, and they're wrapping us up in it.
Yeah. Like I've heard of, like the whole point is that they're trying to turn everyone against Israel because that's how it's supposed to like go down in the end, right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's supposed to be the world against Israel, right? And I guess like they're supposed to be saved or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know what that does is that it gives Israel the divine command. And that's the one thing that nobody can argue because it's directly from God. So like, it's like a fucking false authority, like I be saying. The same shit with this tariffs stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about the Supreme Court ruling, but you know they voted it to like that it wasn't legal for Trump to do that.
Yeah.
But he had done it anyways, you know, for a long time. And then immediately after that negative ruling, like Donald Trump went ahead and did like more tariffs.
Yeah.
The next day.
There was like some section of some article or something that he was saying that actually did give him the authority to do that. I mean, I saw it floating around. I didn't really look into it, but supposedly, he found like a little workaround. You know?
Yeah. Well, so in the ruling, one thing that kept on coming up is that like when these judges are like ruling in the Supreme Court stuff, they're not supposed to be like doing any type of advice. You know, they're just supposed to be ruling yes or no. But Brett Kavanaugh, in his ruling, like he opened his shit with like, you know, under these rules, the president cannot impose tariffs, but under these other rules, he can. And basically, I believe this is what Trump is using. Brett Kavanaugh's advice during this ruling. And I believe in the State of the Union address, Trump called Brett Kavanaugh a good boy.
Wow. For bringing that up, basically? For being like, oh, he can do it this way, though.
Well, that and the fact that Brett Kavanaugh was one of the few that was like, no, I mean, just go ahead and let him do it, you know? In fact, one of his reasons why he was like, just go ahead and let him do it is because it's too hard to fix.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, if it like the damage is done pretty much, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and that gets me to thinking, you know, who the fuck are we to like talk about this shit? Who the hell am I? I'm definitely not no goddamn lawyer, right?
No.
But you were saying
we're paying
that
the price, literally.
Yeah. Exactly. Would you say that Hot Wheels prices were skyrocketing?
Yeah, they went up like 33%. I actually did a terrible little list right here. It's terrible notes.
I see that list.
Okay, so Hot Wheels, like they were cool about it at least. So the main lines apparently they've been keeping at like the 125, right? To like keep them accessible to like the younger kids and whatnot. But they increased the prices on like their premiums, right? So a premium Hot Wheel in January 2025 was $649. Now in February 2026, it's anywhere from $799 to $899. So it's like a 38% increase. you know? Like, yeah, it's a fucking Hot Wheels. Like, you see it, it's only like, oh, okay, like, $2, 250. But I mean, it's everywhere. Like coffee too. Coffee, January 2025 was like $18. Today it's like 22.50, because of a 50% tariff on beans from Brazil, right? Then
Mhm.
like video game consoles, the PS5 was $4.99. Now it's like $5.89,
Oh,
because of a increase in like electronics, right? Tariffs. The average phone was like $399 and now it's like $525. That's a 31% increase, and that's due to like the RAM crisis too because of AI and all that, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like it's everywhere, and the cost of living is increasing everywhere. And I don't know, like we're not making that much more money.
Where is this money going? I still don't even know. Where the fuck are these tariffs monies going?
Well, we
Might be
keep
going to
we
ICE.
we keep sending money to a certain country,
Oh, there you go.
you
But
know.
also the budget for like ICE. Maybe this is what they're using it for.
Well, aren't they like not even getting paid?
Yeah, they're not
Right.
even. Yeah, so like, yeah, the budget is like crazy. Oh, that's the big beautiful bill. Maybe that budget hasn't started yet, but they're about to get a lot of money. Although
Mm-hmm.
people are talking about they're gonna refund the tariffs. You know,
Who's gonna refund the tariffs?
and like was like reading all sorts of news articles from both the left and the right,
Mm-hmm.
and the article that I that was like a Republican article that I clicked on, Iowa's News Now.
Mm-hmm.
My virus software like went the fuck off when I clicked on that link,
Oh shit.
and
Uh-huh.
and and it has a blacklist virus, and it's a malicious virus. I'm just like
Uh-huh.
blessed that I pay like a good like a dime for
Yeah.
my virus software and my driver update on my computer. But if I didn't have that, dude, and this is just a conspiracy theory,
Mm-hmm.
but would have I gotten infected with the Republican cookies? And it's
And did
scary.
it just start bombarding you with ads?
No, not even bombard me with ads, but manipulate what gets shown to me over a short period of time. You know, because
Right.
people these days they're watching completely different things. There's so much content, and these algorithms, their purpose is to reinforce what we already think, basically.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you get them cookies, that's what they're going to reinforce. I know some motherfuckers
Okay.
that already have those cookies.
Yeah, yeah.
But we were talking about the refunds and who's gonna fucking come up with the plan to refund these shits. So that article that I clicked on, it was
Mm-hmm.
like a conservative article being like, oh, fucking 24 Senate Democrats went to this one guy and immediately requested that these stolen money be refunded. And then like
Uh-huh.
down towards the article, it's like, oh, but they provided no plan. They don't know how, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of gets me to thinking like conservatives, they're always looking at things from point of view of like, oh, it's too hard to fix.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not fix it.
But I mean, I like okay, I did see like FedEx apparently is suing, right?
Yeah.
Because of all the tariff things, and like yeah, they passed on like the price increases to their customers, but it seems like they're trying to sue, and then they're gonna pass that on, like refund their customers, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
So like that makes sense. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, like I don't know, did we already talk about this? Or like
Yeah.
all these
Well,
price increases, like these companies aren't just gonna randomly drop prices again, you know? Like the price increase already happened. I feel like they're just gonna keep prices there,
oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Yeah, I think you said that on a chat. Yeah, but we didn't discuss it too much. I agree with that. Corporations aren't going to reduce the prices now that the tariffs are gone, right?
Yeah.
And
Are they
that
even
got me.
gone? They're not gone, are they?
Those old ones are gone, but some new ones are going in place.
Okay.
Um, Which, dude, all this shit pisses me off. But talking about corporations, you
Mm-hmm.
know, this Supreme Court ruling, the more that I see, it is not because the people were like losing money. It's because these tariffs were bad for corporations. And so it's not about the people, man. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
corporations. And even like you're saying, they're not going to reduce the prices now.
Yeah.
And this is what's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I might have mentioned this to you the other day too, where like, they're just buying groceries themselves. Like, why does it feel like I'm splurging on myself, when I'm just trying to buy the necessities,
Yeah.
And like it's not like I'm even buying like brand name stuff. Like I'm buying
Cheap.
like the brand, not the, what is it called? Like the house brand
Oh,
stuff.
the store brand.
Yeah. But still, like, I'm like thinking twice about buying Skittles and shit, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't feel like that.
Well, you
But
fucking
it does.
yeah. It sounds like you eat a lot of Skittles, dude. Goddamn, you're constantly tasting the rainbow, man.
No, I don't eat a lot of Skittles. I used to in high school, but not anymore. But like sometimes, I'm like, I see the bag of Skittles and I'm like, fuck, dude. But then I'm like, God, it's like $2.50 for a little bag. You know?
Holy
I
shit!
don't know. I
You
don't know.
you ever had a Zero Bar?
No, what is that?
It's like a mass-produced chocolate bar that's like the same shape as a Snickers, but it's
I
like
mean,
white
I hope
chocolate.
it would be a mass-produced chocolate bar. I wouldn't eat chocolate bar out of some guy's garage.
What?
I mean,
I eat
unless I
chocolate
knew
out of
them, I
people's
guess.
garages.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've eaten beef jerky out of some guy's garage before. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, significantly better, dude.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
you're right. Okay,
artisan.
anyway. Uh-huh.
Not some random motherfucker for sure.
Yeah,
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 hey boy,
no.
I got some chocolate.
Hey, you guys want to buy some chocolates? I made them in my garage.
It's like a
But
turd,
yeah,
a
it's just
peanut
fucking
turd.
like in little saran wrap. But, but okay, what about the Zero Bar?
Oh, well, it's good. I like it. It's like it's not your ordinary chocolate bar. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's white chocolate on the outside, and it's like super dense. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have like dates in it. So I guess it's like
Okay.
the old people chocolate bar. But
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Damn.
Might be my
So
favorite.
it's gonna be some 20-year-old out there like, I like Zero Bars. But
Well,
uh-huh.
so the Supreme Court decision.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever taken like any law class or anything like that?
I took political science. I never passed it. Yeah,
Well,
I fell
then you.
asleep a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, in
Yeah,
school, yeah, dude. In
yeah,
school,
yeah,
man, I couldn't learn in school, dude. I was too busy like being like self-conscious
yeah.
and like trying to be cool. I was too cool to learn, and I wanted people to know that, man.
Damn,
But I'm
little
sure you're
rebel.
familiar after
Uh huh.
taking one of those classes with what president is. Precedent, right?
Yeah,
Not
like shit.
president.
Yeah, stuff that's happened before. You can like compare it to something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Actually, learning about precedent in my law class was probably one of the funner, or like more like easily entertaining topics that they taught us, because like when in the textbook that I got, it was like talking about ancient England times, when
Mhm.
precedent started, and it was like between conflicts of like peasants and fucking farmers,
Right.
and like it was literal an eye for an eye. Like if you mistakenly fucking took somebody's eye out, well, guess what? Now your eye's coming out too. And
Yeah.
and over time, people started bringing like these small issues, but like, hey, hold up, it was a literal accident. Like I fucking mistakenly stepped on this stick and it flew and it fucking hit this
Yeah.
guy's eye out, and now I shouldn't lose my eye for that. So
Yeah.
all that shit kept building precedent.
Mhm.
And like I said, like this Supreme Court decision, these guys that were, defending Trump's tariffs, what they were saying is that, they were quoting this thing called the major questions doctrine.
Mhm.
Uh, and so I tried to look into this, and there is no real precedent into this.
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't know what it is, actually. The first time that this major questions doctrine came up in writing was in 2008.
Okay.
So like, there's really no precedent to what these fools are talking about. But the fact that they're talking about it, not even in a way that relates to the ruling, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the ruling actually is Trump. The executive branch doesn't have the power to set tariffs. That is up to Congress to do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But these guys that were supporting Trump kept talking about these major questions doctrine
Mm-hmm.
that, according to them, anything that is a question of major political or economic significance, the president cannot do it. That's how they wanted to rule that Trump couldn't do it.
Okay.
Which is not the way that the ruling came out, which I explained earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why these fools are doing this is because, and even, I think they even said it in the ruling, is that if any other president in the future came up, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they said specifically, they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't use their executive powers to start socialism. They want to set precedent with this major questions doctrine. So the way I analyze this Supreme Court decision in my ignorant way,
Mm-hmm.
in me as just a regular person, is that pretty much everybody was agreeing that these tariffs weren't up to Trump. He couldn't do it. Everybody was
Yeah.
agreeing.
Yeah.
And these guys that, well, first, the people who voted against Trump, legit, were the ones that were like, hey, it's just in the Constitution. The tariffs aren't up to the president, they're up to Congress. But these
Mm-hmm.
other guys were like, no. It's the major questions, anything that affects corporations and other stuffs, that shouldn't be up to the president. And
Wait,
so
wait,
they're
wait.
trying. Uh-huh.
Sorry, but because I just it stayed in my mind. What happened in 2008 with the major questions?
Oh, yeah. So in 2008, it must have been with the stock market crash. I actually don't. I couldn't look that far, dude. I couldn't
Uh-huh.
look that far. And it also came up another time in 2020,
Uh-huh.
when Biden. No, was it 2020? Yeah. So Biden tried to do something too,
Mm-hmm.
and they blocked it with the major questions. Oh, I think he tried to relieve the school debt, and they were like, no, major questions doctrine. No, you can't do that.
Uh-huh.
But
So it's
so
basically preventing him from taking action over something that is what?
that is a major question of major political or economic significance.
Okay.
And
So
that's anything,
yeah,
right?
so yeah, it seems very broad. Like it's just if it's a big topic, like he can't just take control over it, have power
Exactly.
over it. Okay.
And,
Okay.
and what I think also is like, I ask, is not every question that the Supreme Court is answering of major economic and political significance? Isn't everything that the Supreme Court has to deal with supreme? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So to do this is like, we were talking, you and I, earlier about, I think you said that you wish that you could just know something true for once.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said that you were having that discussion. And how can we know what is true if these motherfuckers are creating a sort of precedence that allows them to just be like, oh, no, that's of major significance. Let's not do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't. We cannot know reality when these people have power over us like that, in that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Overton window?
No.
And let me show
What
you
is
a
that?
picture.
Okay.
I'm about to show you a picture right quick.
Are you gonna open my mind right now?
Possibly.
Okay.
if you let yourself be open. It opened my mind, and I think that it's a good way to think of what you were talking about, like what's real. And spoiler alert, nothing's real.
Yeah, yeah.
At any given moment.
God, dude. Okay, so like I was seeing this thing, right, where like this is more related to AI, where like they're gonna need all this electricity to power AI, and since AI
Huh.
is gonna be taking over everything pretty much, like what are we gonna do, right? So what are we gonna
Oh.
do? We're gonna like power AI. They're gonna make us just like exercise and shit, ride bicycles to like power AI, and
Oh.
eventually they're just gonna be like, you know what, we can just hook you guys up directly. And yeah, it's gonna be like the Matrix where we're just
Yeah.
powering the AI and we're gonna be like in this simulation. Like, are we already there? Are we already in the simulation? I don't know.
uh, there's another podcast, and it's called "The End of the World" with Josh Clark,
Uh-huh.
and it's 12 seasons or 12
Mm-hmm.
episodes in one season, and each episode is a different likely way that the world could end. One of them is the increased technological aspect of our society. The way that capitalism goes is, you always have to work for more. There's always another production that you can do that
Mm-hmm.
ultimately always leads us to the putting our minds in a computer. And to do that, to hold all of our minds in a computer, it generates too much computer heat. And
Mm-hmm.
that would be the end of the world. But then he goes beyond that, where if you wanted to do this the right way, you would uh, program the computers to shut down for 1 billion years or more until
Mm-hmm.
the eventual heat death of the universe. And the heat death of the universe is when gravity has dissipated so much that atoms cannot hold on to each other anymore. So we all disintegrate into radiation. At
Mm-hmm.
that point, these machines who, will be designed to avoid that disintegration so solidly will be in an environment so cold that we could keep on running forever
In these machines.
in this space time. Yeah, in these servers, our
What is this?
brains.
What is this called?
This podcast is called "The End of the World" with Josh Clark, and he talks about a lot of other really good things. In fact, one of the episodes I believe is about having a king,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in a way that he poses it actually kind of seems like a pro-Trump argument with the way things are going on right now.
Uh-huh.
But in the end, he flops it. He flips it, and it's like, but you still don't want that because that eliminates your free will. But I highly recommend it. The End of the World with Josh Clark.
Okay. I wrote it down in my notes.
Very good. Well, so I was saying over
I
here.
think you have showed this to me before. Where like you're presenting things that are like super out there, and then until like people are kind of like, yeah, that's kind of reasonable, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. Actually, I got this OG design right now, right? So the Overton window, and
Mm-hmm.
this would obviously be the left. This would be the right, and for the general, let's say for you and me,
Yeah.
because when thinking about the Overton window, it's important to think about the time that you live in. Um, and so let's say that we go back in time to what seems to be the most comfortable for me in my memories, which would be like mid '90s, late '90s. And
Mm-hmm.
I would consider that time, in my perspective, to be in the center right here, where it's policy and everything is going smoothly, man. Everything's working. Like you don't really hear too much violence and shit.
Yeah.
Um, but then, maybe let's say in the perspective of like uh, a conservative. All right, yeah, a conservative. In the '90s, we had uh, fucking
Bill
abortion
Clinton.
rights,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Bill Clinton, and he could get a blowjob as a president, and he would be shamed for it.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
not be like, hey, I'm overly sexual as a president. I can't. He could not use women in that way, and that reinforces my belief that policy was all right here in the center at that time. But then even after, using Bill Clinton as an example is really good actually, because
Mm-hmm.
Monica Lewinsky had a very tough time after that. It wasn't that Bill Clinton was shamed; it was that she was shamed as like basically a whore,
Yeah.
and that uh, even in women, I would say reinforced a more right sided, like conservative view of women. What a whore to be found out that she gave him a blowjob. So that shifted in women's minds the popular or sensible idea that women should be uh, they should be constrained so that they're not such big whores like Monica Lewinsky. Some
Mm-hmm.
women thought that. Obviously, some women thought the opposite.
Yeah.
Like Monica Lewinsky is the victim. What Bill Clinton abused his power to get that blowjob, or used his position, and maybe in their minds, this anti-release women, let them be whores. They were more comfortable with that because they saw what happened to Monica Lewinsky. And things that are like publicized like this, they create a lot of questions, and over time, things that were not acceptable become more acceptable. And this is something that Donald Trump is very good at.
Just kind of like what was it called? Yeah, just presenting things until it just becomes normal and people become kind of like desensitized.
Yeah. So let me whip out uh, Donald Trump's method of
Whoa.
excuse me. So Donald Trump, in my
Mm-hmm.
view, this is my editing of that same photo.
Uh-huh.
He constantly works in the unthinkable portion ever since he started, dude. He's been like, grab women by the pussy. And
Yeah.
people were like, oh, no, but over time, all that started becoming more acceptable, dude. To the point, there was this really good video on YouTube by Vox,
Mm-hmm.
by this guy named Carlos Massa.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how Trump was pushing such unthinkable conservative things that news outlets started having to bring conservative anti-Trump people. So you have like the Republican that's anti-Trump, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have the Trumpist Republican. And since he's like in power, he is, saying these unthinkable things to the point where people in his own party have to argue against it. And that, what it does is it omits this part, the left part, the
Mm-hmm.
person that's there saying like, hey, something completely, women should have be able to grab their own pussies, and if they let you grab their pussies, okay, you can grab their pussies. But
Mm-hmm.
people aren't even talking about that realm of an idea when it comes to talking about what, oh shit, you're not even seeing my fucking presentation that I got here. I got the wrong window.
Yeah, no, you said that you made your own version, and I was like, that's the
Yeah,
same picture.
there you go. That's
Okay,
it.
there you go.
Yeah. So Trump is constantly working in the unthinkable,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it for motherfuckers that are even arguing in the sensible of this side of the ideology,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to seem more regular and acceptable. And when something is so unthinkable and it hogs the news time,
Mm-hmm.
we aren't even seeing these things over here that are unthinkable on the opposite side, like free healthcare, like universal education, or taxing billionaires. For the
Yeah.
most part, that is omitted from our discussions, and therefore we're not able to generate a culture around those ideas because we're not even talking about them. So, my view on the Supreme Court opinion is that they're talking about this major questions doctrine to make us accept violence, dude. The violence that is against us right now. Because I believe that, I mentioned that I don't know where these tariffs are being used, but the fact is that we have this like huge fucking allotment of money for ICE right now. And ICE, in my opinion, it's safe to say that that is violence against me personally, actually. Let me read you the definition of violence. Well, actually, what do you think violence is?
Violence? I don't know. You want to harm someone? Pretty simple as that, I think.
Well, you would think that is that simple, right? But let me read you the definition. And this definition
Okay.
is by the World Health Organization. Intentional use of physical force or power, threatened or actual, that results in or has high likelihood of resulting in injury, death, physical harm, maldevelopment, or deprivation. And I think that, what you're saying is that it's as simple as saying you're trying to cause harm on somebody. It's actually not that simple, because we do need to consider the fact that if it may result in you being hurt, that's also violence. And I think it's important to think about that because the laws aren't straightforward, dude. A law ain't gonna hurt you, not physically, not directly, but it could make it more likely that you get arrested and or beaten by a cop just because they think that you're an illegal immigrant. So violence is in policy, so I wonder to myself, thinking about what's real and what's not real in these days. And one thing I know for certain is real is that probably not everybody that works with Trump in the Trump administration agrees with him, but they go along with his stupid bullshit because he is the only person who can legally wield violence against anybody.
Yeah.
He's the only person who has legal right to say, hey, that person needs to be killed, and they kill him without any repercussion.
Yeah.
Actually, let me show you another photo that I got right here. I don't know why I'm so out of breath, dude. Been smoking too much weed.
You need to exercise. I need to.
Oh, well, I
exercise.
ride my bike, dude.
Yeah, I know. I barely move.
Oh, yeah. And when you do, you're wearing boots. You're not drinking anything
What's
this
wrong
morning?
with that? I'm drinking water.
Oh, same.
I do have a bottle right here, but I feel like it'd be too.
Macallan? I actually have my bottle right here. Look at this, and I got my little glass.
And I'm actually gonna. Yeah, are you pouring yourself a drink?
I'm just for the warmth.
All right. Yeah, see, you got a blanket. All right, hold on. I'll pour myself a little whiskey.
Okay.
There's some whiskey and Coke, because I'm not used to drinking whiskey anymore.
Ah.
Yeah, we don't need people.
We're talking about the Overton window, right? Actually, now I'm not even talking. Well, I'm kind of talking about another window. The window of the violence that we as a community, right, as citizens, the only violence that we can bestow on them, and I use the word violence because it's like the only thing that could rip somebody in a position of authority away from that, therefore affecting their livelihood, right? Some people, the only way that you can hurt them is by affecting the way that they make money. Right. So you see this photo right here, right? It says the police, and these are the powers that they have against us. They can arrest us, they can fine us, or they can force us with violence to cease, whether it be like killing us or whatnot, or grappling us and shit. And we as citizens have the ability to, do a civil lawsuit, which might reprimand them. In most cases, we'll probably just get them like suspended with pay. We can sue the officer personally, which would also be like a monetary type thing for them. Or we can take a video of them when they're doing something wrong and publicly shame them.
Yeah.
But now, today, Jason, February 28th, 2026, we do not have these things available for us anymore. And I'll tell you the three things that eliminated these rights for us.
Okay.
In 1989, there was a lawsuit. Damn, I forgot the name of the lawsuit. The Who v. Who. But in this lawsuit, it was determined by the Supreme Court that if a police officer violates your rights, it's not illegal unless other police officers think that, oh, he went too far. So that's the one. So that removes our capacity to hold a police officer criminally liable.
Right.
The second one, I do have the name for this one. Egbert versus Boole. Where a immigration officer was like beating a guy up, and the guy civilly sued him, and then that immigration officer developed a personal vendetta against this guy to the point where he like made the IRS review his taxes, and he had other government agencies like harass him with investigations. So then he sued the guy again in a lawsuit against him personally, and the judgment on that was that you can no longer sue immigration officers. So we can still sue the police personally, but we cannot sue immigration officers if they violate our rights. And that happened in 2022. And as you can see, the last option that we have available to us to hold these people in positions of authority accountable is to name them and shame them. If a police officer, is beating some guy up and you think it's not, right, you can take video of the police officer doing that thing, and since police officers have to have the badge numbers and they don't wear masks and they have to identify themselves even if they're in a SWAT team, that when publicized can hold them personally accountable because you're naming them and shaming them.
Yeah.
But ICE officers get to wear masks, and you can't touch them, so that you can take those masks off, and they don't have badges, and they can just come and fucking get you, dude.
Yeah.
So you cannot name them and shame them. So basically, if I had a red marker, I would just cross this shit out, and all they have now is power over us, specifically ICE, immigration enforcement.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening, dude. This keeps on happening, and I suspect that possibly you had never even heard of the Egbert versus Boole, right?
No.
That court case. I know I hadn't until the very moment that I started researching this shit. These tariffs are violence against us, because I'll remind you, the fucking definition of violence includes the possibility of maldevelopment and deprivation. And you're telling me that you're having a little bit tougher time getting food, right?
Yeah, they're depriving me of my Skittles.
That's violence, cuz. You give this man his Skittles. Stop this violence.
I'll make a shirt. Where are my damn Skittles?
Yeah. Stop the violence. Give me my damn Skittles.
Yeah. No, but for real though, like, because you're already making, like, the cost of living is already rising so much. Like, you're already struggling, like the other day I heard this phone call, some lady, like she was calling a news station or like radio station, something. And she was talking about how in 1 year she lost like 28 pounds. And she was like, I didn't have to, I wasn't trying, but like, I can't afford to eat anymore, And so she's like, I'm sure she's like eating like the bare minimum. And like, what's going to happen like in another year? How much less food is she going to be able to afford? So
Exactly.
that is depriving us. That is like it's making us weak. I don't know. That is violence upon us,
Yeah. You're like not even exaggerating. that it's making us weak mentally as well. Because another thing that I see that's violent about this administration is that they constantly barrage us with new issue, new extreme issue. It's constantly that fucking unbelievable spectrum. You killed a Venezuelan. You got the Venezuelan president. Trump lost the tariffs. Oh, wait, no, there's more tariffs now by a different rule. We can't pay attention. In fact, I had a note here to myself when I was thinking about that specific thought. And I feel like us humans, we need to have the time to like sit with a quiet by ourselves so that we can really think about what the hell has happened to us, so that we can really sit with ourselves to find out what we actually think. And we can't even do that these days because there's too much. And then not only that, but like in the case of this Supreme Court ruling, when you're trying to get a grasp of it, it's all fake rules. Like I'm saying, the major questions doctrine, many lawyers agree that it's made up. It's not real. No precedent.
Yeah, and like I said, it seems way too broad. Like they're just gonna apply it whenever it's convenient for them, you know?
Yep, exactly. I've talked to you about it previously. I think probably not on the podcast, but and it also relates to reality as we're talking about it. Like, what can we really believe, man? So I wanted to talk about the concept of deep truths and shallow truths. So what I say is a deep truth is the fact that I need water, dude. I literally need water for me to be able to survive, and you do too. As a society, we just need water.
Yeah.
So anything that removes our right to water, I say that would stoke violence on absolutely anybody. The Pope, even somebody Christian. They would want to be violent because they need water to survive. It just makes sense. You can be violent if somebody's taking away your water. I say so.
Yeah.
A shallow truth, though, is anything imposed on us by rule of law. It's only true that it's illegal that if I smoke weed. It's only true because somebody threatens me with violence if I do so. It's illegal for me to smoke weed because somebody is threatening me with violence. Otherwise, it'd be okay. I can smoke weed no matter what. And that's a shallow truth. And what's happening right now, in my view, is that we're getting a bunch of small, shallow truths, a lot of them not even truths at all, getting thrown at us, and is completely changing our reality, man. So we cannot, nobody knows what's real right now, dude. Some of the most educated people that I was listening to on like podcasts and like reading their articles, everybody agrees. I don't know what's real, you know? So like, something needs to happen, man.
Something like what? I almost fell.
What? You almost fell?
No, I almost fell. But yeah, like you're saying, like we just can't catch our breath basically with all this shit going on.
We can't tell what's true, man. We cannot tell what's true. Nothing that is brought upon you as a truth in the capitalist system is a deep truth. Nothing. It's always shallow or like medium truth. You have to work for your living, you know? It's not true that you have to work. You can live. Live is like you fucking eating, right? Since you have to eat, you go and farm.
Yeah.
You're forced to. You force yourself. So in a way, it's work, right? If you see it, it's work, but it's a natural instinct. Just thinking on it quickly. But in capitalism, you have to work not for yourself, but to earn your living. You
Right.
can't be working, planting potatoes all day, because by the end of it, you're only going to have potatoes, and nobody to exchange a little bit of potatoes for a little bit of meat with, because other people's they don't have access to that type of capital. The means
Yeah.
of production has been taken away from us, and now they lease us our livelihood for our labor, which is
Yeah.
no much more different than what you were talking about, your Matrix scenario in the beginning. Like literally, this country only works on our labor,
Mm-hmm.
and in that sense, we have the capacity for violence. If everybody right now undid their Amazon Prime memberships
Yeah.
and vowed to eliminate next day shipping purchases, same day shipping purchases. If everybody withdrew their stocks from their investments from the stock market, which I'm not invested in the stock. Are you invested in the stock market?
I have a couple stocks, but I
Yeah.
did this like at the beginning of 2020. I just put like certain amount of money into stocks, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna forget about it. Like if I lost it, I lost it. If I've made money, I don't even know.
Okay.
I
Oh,
really
you
have no
don't even know.
idea. I have no idea.
Was it like a big amount or a small amount?
I was like, I think total I invested like $700 or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's
I
not
have
bad.
no idea what it's at right now. I could be a millionaire for all I know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No.
Well, just know that if you're invested in the stock market, then you're paying for this violence. You're supporting this violence. You're locking into the cycle and the system that creates this violence against anybody who damages the business that those stocks depend on. So in a way, right? Oh, and not
Uh-huh.
only that, dude, but the stocks, they're only valuable because of our labor,
Right.
uh, as people's labor. So, why don't we just pay ourselves ultimately to do good shit? And that makes me think like the only true authority, at
Uh-huh.
least here in America, the real authority, dude, not the military, not anything, is the
Money.
people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, they
Yeah,
want us to believe that it's money, I would say.
yeah.
But no, it's the people, because money is always exchanged for the labor, and the labor is the chicken that laid the egg. Um, so all everything in the true thing that drives us is our
Mm-hmm.
desire to pursue happiness. You know,
Yeah.
and if anything goes against what what the people want, and which in my opinion, like the climate change is not something that I want, yet I see it
Mm-hmm.
as a result of corporate activity, and therefore I see it as it being against the people of this earth, not just the people of America. And anything that upholds those corporations, that defends those corporations that are polluting our planet, our environment, the air we
Mm-hmm.
breathe and the food that I eat and the water that I drink, is against the people. Any ruling that supports those corporations is against me, because those corporations are actively killing me. And and that body that enforces those laws is a false authority. Because what is America for? It's for us to pursue happiness, and I can't pursue happiness if I'm breathing smoke. That makes me unhappy,
Right.
dude.
Uh, I don't know where this thought is coming from, but what's it called? I feel like on the other hand of all that, like how can you really have leisure, right? If you don't have these type of companies, Like I really enjoy playing music, but would I be able to play rock and roll if Leo Fender didn't decide like, hey, I'm gonna make guitars and amps in my garage, you know?
Mm.
And then he started making that, and then all these like musicians were like, hey, that guitar is really cool. Like imagine if Leo Fender had to be a farmer, and he never created these instruments and these amps. He never created like overdubbing and recording,
Yeah.
like
And do you think that Leo Fender was passionate enough that he would have created that, whether or not somebody was paying him for it?
yeah, but it probably would have been like accessible to the masses. He would have just been one guy in his garage selling chocolate and cellophane. You
Yeah,
know,
chocolate and
like,
aluminum foil,
yeah,
and the aluminum foil is like all crinkly and shit, so
yeah.
it's like
He'd be
dug
like,
into
"Hey,
each
you want to
other.
buy this guitar amp? I made it in my garage." And someone's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you, dude?"
It's a
So,
guitar made of chocolate.
well, I'm just saying, like, I get what you're saying,
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, yeah, we have all this because of capitalism. We have this freaking mic, this podcast shit that's going on right now because of capitalism. You know, like, yeah, what would I prefer to have, like, maybe just been a simple farmer somewhere like in, my family's land, and we could all just live together and care for each other. Fuck yeah, that sounds amazing. Instead, here I am
yeah.
living for what? For like a piece of land that they were like, hey, you can pay for this for the rest of your life, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I argue against that, Jason. I don't
Again,
think that it's because of capitalism. I think it's because of the people that invented the stuff.
yeah, but I'm
If it
saying, like, it wouldn't get here if it wasn't for capitalism. Like, it
it
wouldn't.
wouldn't be mass produced,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, because instruments have been around forever.
yeah,
You know.
before capitalism.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
let's
saying my made in Mexico Fender Telecaster sounds really
yeah.
cool.
Oh, I bet it's like uh optimal. Actually, it's probably not the best that it could be because of capitalism. In
Yeah.
fact, somebody rushed that production, and probably there's some like minor issues here and there. Does it work? Sure.
Mhm. Mhm.
But another perspective on that is that if it wasn't for capitalism, you wouldn't have to like wait to order that. You could literally know the guy who's making your instruments, and he
Right.
would know you personally, and you would have something that's unique. Instead, you have something that's mass produced. And the uniqueness of your instrument in that other
Mhm.
reality would have likely inspired you to make a different sort of music rather than following the Western style of music. Because there's Western music and then there's Eastern music, dude. They're
Right.
different studies,
Mhm.
different instruments, and you're over here Westernized.
Right. Right. Okay. But if it wasn't for all this stuff, would you even be exposed to that Eastern music? You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Would
I
you? Like,
I
how
do
how
think so.
how would how would you have gotten a hold of that music if unless it was like some Eastern band that's been traveling from like who knows where for God knows how long, and they finally made it to your little town because we didn't have radios to like communicate. I don't know. What are we
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, I tell you one thing that is like absolutely true about this, and it's hard to imagine a world without capitalism because
Right.
anytime that we've tried, the United States specifically has tried to kill those people. There's Cuba. And there's sanctions, and life in Cuba, from many accounts, is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is, anybody who tried to be communist. The U.S. actively sought to attack them, and it was supposedly because it challenged their liberal capitalist ways, which
Mm-hmm.
is a dog whistle for they tried to give power to the people.
Right. Right.
Capitalism is not the you make money because you make things. Because in communism, you would money exists.
Mm-hmm.
The part about communism is that the factories are owned by the people. So in
Okay.
fact, the people make more money. In capitalism, the means of production are owned by a couple of billionaires,
Right.
and they steal the value of your labor. So it's convenient for us because we can buy a mass-produced Fender bass, but it's not convenient for the person who could have made more money making a guitar for somebody and it was special, So likely,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for capitalism, we'd have more cobblers, more tailors, more instrument makers. We wouldn't have motherfuckers getting paid for financial services for doing fucking no job at all, right? Just like fucking making up numbers and shit. But it's hard to imagine a world that's not capitalism because they attack us. They serve us with violence if we try to.
You did open my eyes a little right now.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well.
A little bit. Because I like my boots, and I was thinking the other day, like, man, like, wasn't there a time when people were, like, taking their old boots to, like, get, like, fixed and redone, And now, like, when my boots get worn out, like, what am I going to do? Like, where am I going to take them? I'm just going to have to, like, buy new boots?
You and I know a man who rather than fixing anything will just throw it away and buy it, whether it be a car.
I mean, yeah, but we can't all do that,
No, we cannot all do that. No. And plus, like, we don't even have time to fucking learn how to fix our own shit because we're out there working for our living.
Yeah.
In fake bullshit jobs, dude. There's a book called Bullshit Jobs that's really good. That talks about bullshit jobs, a bunch of bullshit jobs that don't really do anything that benefit anybody except for one billionaire, some intellectual service that is like offering you some sort of subprime mortgage. And what is that? I don't know, but it makes some rich guy more richer. I actually do know what a subprime mortgage is, but most people don't, I would argue.
I don't think I do.
Well, it's the reason the economy crashed in 2008 because banks were allowed to bet against themselves that people wouldn't be able to pay their mortgages because they were giving away really easy, high-rate mortgages to like anybody, even if you didn't make the money. And, that would accrue that fake interest, because if you loan somebody a mortgage at a high interest rate, you're making money out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah. Wait, and so what would happen when these people couldn't pay?
So the banks would default, and these people who bet against themselves would stand to make a lot of money. And if not, another aspect is that the price of real estate would go all the way down, and people who already had a lot of money could swoop in and take a bunch of property for cheap. And all that is so difficult to understand purposely. And in the end, I don't fully understand it. But what I do understand is that they got bailed out with our tax dollars for betting against us. Oh, and talking about us using our tax dollars for violence against us, a portion of the funds that are used to fund ICE are our tax dollars, if not all of it. I imagine maybe it is all of it. And yet they're out here killing us, dude. Even American citizens taking us. That's literally like a snake that eats itself. I'm paying tax dollars so a masked motherfucker that I can't do anything against can come and beat my ass.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, obviously, Trump bankrupted his casinos and all that, right? And it really feels like he's doing that to the country. And like, what's gonna come after that? Like, I don't know. Well, what's gonna happen?
Well, I think that, like I was just saying about the 2008 crash, what happens is that everything becomes devalued, and then anybody who already has enough money can come in and swoop a bunch of cheap assets. So yeah, when you damage,
who's gonna do the swooping?
Oh, the guys who multiplied their billions during the COVID crisis, and who are whose best interests seem to be top priority in everything that we do as a country. The fucking billionaires, man.
And so that's where we're gonna end up with the whole like you don't own anything and you're gonna be happy.
Techno-feudalism. Yeah. Well, in fact, you and I are participating in techno-feudalism right now, dude. We're putting in this work to write and produce this podcast and fucking act in it and talk on it and show our faces. And that's labor that we're really not going to get paid for,
Right.
most likely, right? And we're putting it on YouTube and on Spotify, and that makes their product so much better because it has our voices and our labor, and they don't have to pay anything back. It could be argued that they have that marketplace. And if it wasn't for that marketplace, like you're saying, we wouldn't be exposed out there. But if that marketplace didn't exist, would we even want to make a podcast? It's a fucking cycle.
We'd just be sitting around a campfire talking all
Maybe.
high and shit. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something that a lot of people don't pay attention to, dude. Like the value of peace and quiet. And a nice sunset, leaves making noise in the wind.
The smell of wet.
Well, what kind of wet? Wet ass?
Fuck no. But okay, like I'm out here, like dry as fuck place right now. But God, dude, when we landed in Mexico and I like stepped off the plane, I was like, oh fuck, I haven't smelt that in a long ass time, and it felt so beautiful.
I know exactly what you mean.
Just like smelling the ocean, really, I guess. Like I got that same feeling too last time I went to Cali, and like there was a water fountain outside the hotel, just like a big water fountain. And I could smell it from like a distance, and I was just like, dude, like I miss water. And then when we enter the water wars because of the AI, I'm already fucked because there's barely even water out here.
Oh man, yeah. Well, the Colorado River is a big issue for Mexican Americans because that water, if I recall correctly, it used to feed into Mexico. And the Hoover Dam stopped all that shit.
Okay.
So if you know the trajectory of this river, it goes. I believe it goes from somewhere up in northern the United States down to Mexico, and since it got stopped at the Hoover Dam, all that, fuck those people downstream.
Right.
We took their water. And that pisses me off, and that's a result of capitalism,
Yeah.
In one way, because we needed to, capitalize on this water.
Wait, and then what happened?
Well, I imagine somebody in Mexico got upset, but
I'm gonna look into this.
Yeah, look into it. Oh, yeah, I'd be interested in looking more into it too, actually.
Wrote it in my notes.
Hell yeah. Yeah, look at that thing. But this is a big issue everywhere, dude. Water, it goes into the air, it comes back down. It just so happens that it collects in some places and it flows. One thing that I believe in, and maybe not necessarily because I've I have read a good bit of this, but I also naturally feel it and see it, is that this earth is alive in the same way that I'm alive, and the same way that a tree and a plant is alive. And we see veins everywhere. Like I see veins when I look in a tree, veins in my body, rivers on this earth. And to stop the natural flow of shit that's going on, it's not good in any way.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a really good video from this woman that I really admire. Her name is Ashley, and she's a professor at a university in Utah. And she's got a YouTube channel called The New Enlightenment with Ashley. But She did a video on the superhuman organism. And it kind of like argues the same thing that I just argued, except for she doesn't really talk about the relation to the earth and trees. She talks about the humans as cells in themselves. We are a body of separate things, and our society is an organism.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, she was pointing out that there is a big clot in knowledge. So, metaphorically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
the internet gave us the freedom of knowledge. We could have an internet where we didn't have to pay for knowledge because knowledge is there. It's out there. It's free. Once you
Yeah.
document it, you could put it on the internet and everybody could have access to it. But instead, we have a bunch of motherfuckers that are like paywalling knowledge and they're constricting the knowledge that we have access to. They have technology that we don't have access to, where it's made illegal to access things such as like DMT, or some books might be illegal, and some ideas are illegal now, considering the Antifa thing. But her argument is that much like our biology, how cancer works in our bodies is that cancerous cells take nutrients from other cells. They start hoarding it, and the other cells become weak, and this one masticizes and grows. Her argument is that the constriction of knowledge is cancer. And it's cancerous because not everyone is aware of the climate crisis, for example. The knowledge that supports the fact that climate crisis is real is not only prohibitively complex to read in some cases, but also prohibited from access and confronted when it comes to the data that oil companies have and produce against the idea of the climate crisis. And that is literal cancer, man. Cancerous because our world is dying because of this. And we're not able to take the action that we need to because we can't develop a consensus as a society because we're blocked from reaching that knowledge.
Because we don't know?
We don't know. There are a lot of things that we don't know. And a lot of these educated lawyers don't know what the fuck this major questions doctrine is that the Supreme Court is like talking about and setting precedent for. And it's cancer. Those billionaires are cancer.
Yeah. I mean,
cancerous.
Yeah, like you ever feel or think that we are kind of parasites on the earth and the earth is just trying to get rid of us? And we're not helping?
No. Well, I used to think that, actually. And then I read a book called The Service Berry. And it made, in the first chapter, actually, it made the ecological reference of the serviceberry tree, which she goes on to say that the bird eats the berry, the bird shits the seed, the berry or the earth makes that seed grow, while at the same time the bird's feces fertilizes the seed. The tree grows and it nourishes the soil and provides nutrition for the next bird that continues the cycle. And it's nobody can argue that plants and a good soil is good for a good earth and for us. And that cycle, it continues with us too. Not at this point, not in capitalism, but in our most natural state. If I quote myself from earlier, in our deepest truthful selves, where we shit and we drink and we eat.
Like if we were just being hunter-gatherers and like little communities and stuff. Like, I mean, that'd be cool. But I'm saying, like, I feel like we're far from that now. So don't you feel like the earth might be like, you know what, let me get rid of these people?
At this point, because we're literally a cancer on society. But it's not because of me. No,
Well,
man, it's not
no.
because of me, and it's not because of you.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start selling stuff out of our garage. I don't know what I'm. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're not the ones sucking oil out of
Yeah, there you go.
the earth.
Yeah,
And while we use their products, it's only because they've made it our other options unavailable.
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard, and I say it allegedly, but I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Oil companies bought the patent to the car that was able to use water as its fuel, and they made it illegal and
Mm-hmm.
have lobbied against other modes of transportation that could really help us out in
Yeah,
reducing our dependence on oil. They are a
yeah,
cancer because they're actively destroying our environment and
yeah.
blocking
I
us.
believe it. I mean, I hadn't heard about that, but I believe it.
Yeah. Yes,
You
yeah. I
know.
mean, and look at Tesla, dude. Not Tesla the car, but Tesla the
Yeah,
man. Uh,
Nicola.
Nikolai. He was trying to do good, dude. He was trying to make things available for free. He didn't even want the
Yeah,
highest paying thing. He just wanted people to have it.
yeah.
And look at him, he got fucked. And Thomas Jefferson took credit for his work. And not only Thomas Jefferson, but William Bell as
Mm-hmm.
well. So fuck him, dude.
Yeah,
That's capitalism for you. That's
yeah.
not.
Because
Uh-huh.
there was gonna be no profit in that, and like going Tesla's direction. But
Yeah. Well, there was for me as a person,
uh-huh.
as a recipient of that knowledge and social
Yeah.
profit.
No, yeah, yeah. But I'm saying like there was no monetary profit. That's why like they didn't go
Yeah.
that route.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the monetary fucking unit, dude. The
Mm-hmm.
dollar, man.
Yeah.
In the perspective of deep and shallow truths,
Mm-hmm.
dollar bill and a digital monetary unit. Like if I look at my fucking bank app and I see the amount of digits that I have,
Yeah.
that is the shallowest truth. That value is not even based on gold. It's
Mm-hmm.
something that the Federal Reserve produces and withholds and destroys, and it's based on oil prices and it's based on speculation. How do I know for reals why a US dollar equals 17 pesos? It's because some
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker told me, dude. And it's calculated with all sorts of impossible calculations that only a supposed few amount of people, really know and control
Yeah.
and have access to in terms of data.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like if everyone just went and pulled all their money out of the bank, there wouldn't be enough money for everyone,
No. Well,
right?
it's not even based on anything, dude. It's like a fiat currency.
Yeah.
It's made up speculation. It's not gold.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. One reason why the United States has dominance in the global economy is because Nixon basically, gave a bunch of poorer countries a lot of resources
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of methods of generating money. Like in India, I believe, like he, uh, made it so that there was like a lot of factories and we could exploit their resources using their labor, which means that we could pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And with China, he made it, he opened up trade with China. So China could produce a bunch of like cheap stuff to sell to Americans. And that pyramid kept on going. And what America provides, the reason that they are the ultimate in the global economy, at least right now, is the financial service. They uh, let people borrow money, and it's crazy. Like it's a made up thing.
Yeah.
They make the rules and the system that we live by. And if we don't abide by it, or if we point out its flaws, they attack us with violence, dude.
Wait, who attacks who?
The defenders of capitalism, in most cases, the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because if we like talk against it, it's bad, dude. Case
Yeah.
in point with the Antifa thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know the exact name of the case, but they've literally made Antifa illegal. And do you happen to know what Antifa is?
Yeah, anti-fascism, but
Yeah,
but it's like an idea,
it's an idea.
really.
Yeah, that's 1984, man. Now
Yeah.
an idea is illegal, and the way that they describe that idea is anti-capitalist. Like they say anything that you say that is like anti-capitalist is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. I also have to point out, man, that
Yeah.
we're not. This isn't capitalism, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
We actually don't live in capitalism, and we haven't in a long time. This is socialism for the rich. I mean, based on the discussion that we're having right now about this
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Court ruling, they only ruled against these tariffs because it was bad for corporations.
Yeah.
So they're not, they don't care for us, dude. It's always cold, hard capitalism for the worker. And it's always tax cuts and cheaper labor for the corporation. You know, the it's always in their best interest, and they argue that it's because they make the jobs that Americans work. But no, no, dude. In fact, jobs have gotten worse
Yeah.
since these corporations started really dominating shit. Like now we mainly have access to gig labor. We don't have, well, I do, and I think that maybe you do. You know, we're blessed, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people out there doing fucking delivery for DoorDash and for Uber Eats and then fucking giving people rides and shit. They don't have much control over their shit, and they're not eligible for health care. They're at the
Yeah.
whims of a good rating. They can't have a bad day, or they'll get a bad review and they'll get fired.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
buck wild, dude. Buck wild.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you see like that whole thing about the hospital beds and tanning beds?
Now what happened?
So I believe this actually got signed. There was like some bill for like the whole healthcare, and they were talking about, I think it was like being able to write off certain items for like tax refunds. And hospital beds, I think you could not write them off for tax refunds, or I kind of forget exactly how it was, but you couldn't get like refunds on hospital beds, but you could get refunds on like tanning beds. So, like, who has a tanning bed at their house, you know?
Yeah.
Like the average person
Oh,
doesn't, you know? But yeah, like if you have somebody sick and like they're at home and they need in-home care and they have a hospital bed, they can't write that off. But someone with a tanning bed can write off their tanning bed, you know?
I think they've done that with yachts too. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, like there was a lot more to that. I can try to find the video for next time, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit that they listed. They're like
Socialism for the rich.
mm-hmm,
That's it.
yeah.
But also, that makes me think of another thing that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
The what's the El Mencho? What
Oh
cartel
yeah.
was he?
I don't know.
New something.
Uh-huh.
So El Mencho, right? And supposedly Trump it pressured Claudia Sheinbaum to you know, handle her cartel problem
Mm-hmm.
because Americans can't control themselves and they're purchasing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they can't. So if they can't control themselves, we have to control them.
Mm-hmm.
But why is there never a conversation about the corporations in the same way, dude? Because in my view, corporations are as violent as cartels.
Yeah.
The incident that really sticks out to me as being as violent as a cartel is Chiquita Banana, where they literally killed a bunch of people just so that they could have dominance over this like banana field area.
Yeah.
And they destabilized a country, and the cartels haven't really ever done that. Sure, they're violent, but it's only because they have to. In a broad view, because of this system that makes everybody earn or work for their living. But Chiquita Banana, like, nobody talks about their violence in the same way that Americans are talking about cartel violence. Yet it's the same, dude. It's as bloody, if anything.
Yeah, probably worse.
Worse, I would say, dude. And what about those corporations that were responsible for the subprime mortgage as well, dude? If I recall correctly, a lot of people committed suicide because they couldn't pay their mortgage. They were losing their house, and that their loss was a direct gain for the people that were behind these ongoings, these financial ongoings. And they're a cartel in my view, and they bestowed violence against the people of the United States, and nobody talks about it in that way. So, man, it's time for us to take reality back. That's all I can say as the takeaway that I would give people, is that if people start talking about things, complicated things. I find myself being scared of talking about complicated things because, for one, I feel like maybe I'll never know the entire ins and outs. But we got to remember that we may never know the ins and outs because they make it purposely complicated, man. So we gotta start talking about things in a real way, which is like, hey, these motherfuckers are violent, and they're using violence against us to take away our rights.
Yeah.
Did you have a good night's sleep?
Yeah. Wait, did you pour yourself another drink?
But it was just a tiny, just a sippy sip.
Just a lot sometimes, thinking about all these things.
And it's on purpose. It's because they want us to think that it's more complicated. And okay, actually, I just had a little bit of a mental breakthrough because you said that. The purpose of things being this complicated is to defend their rights over property and capital. If it wasn't that, these people already have so much power over us, there would be no reason to be so violent against us. The only reason anybody is ever violent against another person is because of power.
Yeah.
And we got to build power, is all I can say. And how? I think that involves acknowledging people like you and me, man. People like you and me, because you and me are not on the TV, like, talking about this stuff in a way that's like mass produced the way that Donald Trump and them are. Yet you and I are more like most people than Donald Trump and his billionaires are.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders says it. We're the 99%. Yet they're ruling in the benefit of the 1%. Let's acknowledge that.
Yeah.
The thing is that people don't understand that this is no longer capitalism, man. This is no longer capitalism. It's more like feudalism now. These platform owners and the AI owners now are the lords, and you and I are only peasants on their property right now. Like, we're working on their property, making this podcast right now on Spotify and YouTube. We're peasants, dude, and it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, sing us a song. Medieval.
That's gonna be my peasant song,
dude. Yeah, and you're like fucking doing one of those little toe dances, like a river dance while you're walking.
Yeah. Behold, I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
Behold.
I don't know what I was saying as a peasant. But yeah, dude, I don't know. This is probably just me being lazy, right? But I've just been eating like half a chicken and like some potatoes and just like bread and cheese like for dinner and an apple. And I was like, dude, I feel like a medieval peasant right now. And yeah,
Oh,
it kind of got me thinking like, damn, dude, like we are peasants, aren't we?
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah, we
are.
are.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
um, d- the beauty of knowing about fucking dystopian books, dude.
Yeah.
In the Brave New World, um, that is like a classic dystopian book. They keep the people in servitude by entertaining them.
Mm-hmm.
So and that entertainment in turn generates a new like proper way of being, basically. And yeah, so that's us right now, dude. They're keeping us subservient by keeping us entertained, and that is through TV, through the spectacle of politics,
Social
through
media.
social media, dude. So we really are slaves, actually, more so than peasants. We're slaves, because I remind you that you cannot go about in this world anymore without a phone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, dude. Even think about our job. Do you not use your phone to like message? Is that not the way that we have to communicate?
Yeah.
Sure, you can go back to your desktop, but
Yeah.
don't you need your phone to send that photo of that one skew?
Yeah.
Like we cannot go through this world anymore without a phone, dude. And in that way, they have colonized our lives. They have penetrated themselves, dude, forcefully into our lives.
We could limit it though. Like I
Yeah,
could just use my phone just at work, and after that, I could be like, all right, you know what? I don't exist for the next
yeah.
16 hours or whatever. You know?
Well, I also argue that, well, okay, I know it sounds like I'm arguing against phones. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not arguing against phones, actually. I'm
Yeah. No,
arguing
I'm
against,
just having thoughts, man. Like my thoughts can change.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well,
But
I'm not
anyway,
saying
yeah,
that
go.
you're, I'm not saying
Huh?
that you're arguing for phones, but if anybody thinks that I'm arguing against phones,
We're
I'm
just
not arguing.
talking.
We're just talking. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think that the phone and social media are actually good for us to be able to share ideas more broadly. The problem is that when algorithms start coming into the question and specific people own the platforms, the best example being Twitter and Elon
Mm-hmm.
Musk, they start constricting the free speech
Yeah.
and and
Ow.
exacerbating other. Oh shit, you all right?
Yeah. Holy shit. Imagine I just have a heart attack right now.
Well, that would definitely go viral.
Oh, okay, yeah. Think about the views, JG. Why not? Jesus Christ.
Well, what am I? I'm just a fucking peasant, man. I'm just trying to farm the lands, all right?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and do the whole fireworks thing for like a year after my death. Jesus Christ.
You like accidentally hit the table and your camera tips down and you're
Yeah.
like fucking seizing, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
like and
Jason's
subscribe.
last moments. Yeah.
No, I would never do that. I wouldn't publish it.
Well, I give you my permission. If it can make you some money and make your life a little more comfortable, you have my permission to
Right.
use my death.
It's not about money for me, man.
Give it
It's
back
about
to the community.
people power.
Give it back to the horses on Josh's farm. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he has horses, dude. I'm scared the shit out of horses.
Why?
Just because they can kick you super hard.
I mean, I could kick you super hard. Maybe not as hard, but I could do
Yeah.
that too, you know?
Yeah. I feel like a horse could kick me with his hoof in my skull and it would like break my skull. And if you kicked me with like a boot or even your bare foot, you couldn't break my skull.
Yeah, no. And it
Yeah,
would just
so-
be awkward after that. It'd be like, what the fuck was that?
Or I'd be like, grab your foot.
Yeah, yeah. And then I land on my head and break my skull again. Yeah, there you
Yeah. um,
go. But anyway,
well, researching this shit right here, this tariffs decision, it
yeah.
got me into the Supreme Court thinking. It got me into the thinking of the fucking State of the Union address, and all that also is so consistently tied to Epstein
Mm-hmm.
that it's unbelievable. It's like a different reality. Did you know that like the Democrats invited a good bit of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein to sit at that State of the Union, and they were there?
No, I didn't know they were at the State of the Union address.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I wish I had sent you that one video that I saw by this guy
Mm-hmm.
Volkgeist. The Epstein Files is the title of that video. And
Mm-hmm.
I told you that he got 500,000 views overnight and YouTube demonetized. And on a short, he shared why YouTube demonetized it. Well, YouTube provided him a short section of the video, which they used as the reason for demonetization. And
Mm-hmm.
the segment was him saying like, hey, look, Bill Gates was in these documents, in these files.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was in these files. Other leaders of business, including Peter Thiel, who dominates a lot of the artificial intelligence and social media platforms. He was one of the first investors in Facebook.
Yeah.
These people that associated with Jeffrey Epstein and were actively into his kinky sex shit. Undoubtedly, dude, undoubtedly. And I say
Mm-hmm.
that undoubtedly because, like, with Donald Trump, for example, he sent Jeffrey Epstein a birthday card, and Donald Trump sharpied a woman's breasts and like curves around the side of the palm,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of tasteful. I mean, I think that's like art, right? But ultimately, it comments on something that we already know, and that's that Jeffrey Epstein like diddling young women.
Mm-hmm.
Diddling is a tame word for what? And in some of these files, dude, like they
Mm-hmm.
were even talking about like really, really young women. Let me not even say about that. But a lot of people are stepping down, dude. But it
Mm-hmm.
just so happens that a lot of files are being kept back by the Department of Justice. And a lot of people speculate that it's the files, all the files that have Donald Trump's name. I mean,
Yeah.
those motherfuckers lived in the same neighborhood, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, did you see that? I don't know if there's any truth to this, but supposedly the FBI offices in New York got hacked and they deleted like 100 terabytes of Epstein files.
Oh, it wouldn't shock me, dude. It would
But I
not shock
mean,
me.
like you think the FBI got hacked, and that's what they did. They deleted Epstein files. You know. But again, like I don't know if that was true or not. I just saw something about that.
Yeah,
Barely like 2 days ago or something like that. So I don't know, but
yeah. I wouldn't believe it. I'd be inclined to believe that the Trump administration has something to do with it. That's what
they
I would
did it
be inclined.
themselves, and they were like, ah, no, it's like my dog ate my homework type shit, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And oh man, it makes me so mad, dude. It makes me feel helpless as well. It makes me feel like I have no control over my own life. There's clearly things that are wrong here, man.
mm-hmm.
Clearly things. If Bill Clinton was essentially canceled, I don't think he didn't get impeached. No, he didn't get impeached.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But if his position was so threatened because he got a blowjob,
Yeah,
yet Donald Trump is over here, actual convicted felon and mentioned in this known pedophiles files, and nothing, dude. In fact, maybe on one day people are condemning him, but the next day he does some other
yeah, some
crazy
other,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
and shadows it.
It's all fucking bitch. It's all a distraction from a distraction. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, So, okay, ultimately, this boils down to then what I call, well, I mean, what a lot of people call decision fatigue. You know what decision fatigue is?
I feel like we've talked about this before.
So, the best example of decision fatigue is when you go to a Chinese restaurant and they have like 1,000 choices.
Yeah.
Uh, and then you go to that really dope Chinese restaurant and they have like 5 choices max.
Right.
You're much more happier ordering from less choices than you are from a lot of choices. It's just
Okay.
too much, dude. In fact, I think the optimal amount of choices is 4. Uh,
Okay.
and so this constant barrage of sensational news is giving us too many choices, and we can't really focus on what's real,
Mm-hmm.
what's the actual matter at hand, what is affecting us and those that we care about and the things that we care about, because there's too many things to think about. So I guess the solution that I would propose to that is to start thinking about things through a filter, man. Like if it directly affects, let me say, if it directly affects the people, the 2 people that you love the most,
Right.
then think about that and really focus on that shit.
But okay, but then like, what about like that whole thing, that little poem thing of like, oh, first they came for these people and I didn't say anything because it didn't affect me. Then they came for these people and I didn't say anything because it didn't affect me. And then they came for me and there was no one left because everyone was gone or whatever. I
Yep.
forget exactly how it goes. But wouldn't that kind of like not let
Prevent us from talking about the first group of people
yeah,
because we don't
basically.
love them.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or
Okay.
because
So
it
maybe
doesn't
that's not.
affect someone that you know, someone that you love, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, yeah. Okay. You got to think about. Yeah, man. About the people, essentially. Like I love the people, not the corporations. Therefore, I
Right.
want a policy that is good for people, not corporations. And let's get another thing clear, man. In my opinion, the GDP is not a good way to rank a good or bad country. Like
Mm-hmm.
if a country has a high GDP, it's possible that they've ruined their fresh water drinking supply to generate or to cool down an AI uh, server room, making that water undrinkable for the people, but
Yeah.
increasing the country's GDP, right? So in
Yeah.
that a higher GDP in that scenario means that the people lost access to a valuable resource so that the GDP could grow. So the
Yeah.
GDP is not the best thing to think about. Happiness, population happiness should be the best thing to think about, you know?
Yeah. Like how satisfied someone is living in a certain country or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And that would be different for every country. It can't be like America has the ranking of happiness for everybody that determine it, because cultures are different. You
Yeah.
know, there's cultural relativity.
Yeah.
Wow. But that's pretty much everything that I got to say. Well, if I were going to say anything to close it out, it would
Mm-hmm.
be to please like and subscribe. But also, I would say that
Great.
these Supreme Court justices, man, these motherfuckers that figure out what's right and what's wrong and what damages the people, they are invested in stocks, dude. And not only that, but those motherfuckers those billionaires that own those corporations, they're like constantly giving these dudes like gifts and they're
Mm-hmm.
taking them on trips and shit. And they're the people deciding on cases where the people are against those
Yeah.
billionaires, those corporations. So eliminate that. Let them
Yeah.
not own stocks. It's a clear issue.
You know what does give me hope though? You've seen Mamdani in New York,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
right?
love it.
I don't know. I really hope that kind of opens people's eyes to being like, hey, we can expect these type of things from our politicians. You know, like I don't know. I feel like he's kind of taking a bit of an influencer approach to it, but it seems like he's doing really good work. Like I've been seeing like people talking about how I mean, I don't know how much like these city workers were making before, like the ones that are clearing the streets, but I saw that their wage increased to like $30 an hour, right? And all of a
Okay.
sudden that the streets were like clear of snow
Oh,
because, the workers were happy. So they did
yeah.
their job, you know,
Yeah.
better. And they got it done real quick. And then I also saw a video, like a little trailer type thing, where he was talking about like youths from like 14 to 18 or 20, something like that.
Uh-huh.
For the summer, they can like apply for this program that will hook them up with like local companies and stuff for like summer jobs. And it seems, I think he said something about that, like the city would pay for these kids, like their employment, you know?
Oh, so they're getting experience. And
Yeah.
you see,
Like he's that's the kind of like giving back to the community and stuff, and
yeah,
and putting tax dollars to work in a good way, you know?
dude.
So,
Oh, that is good stuff. Actually, it makes me
yeah,
want to open up this Overton window again, uh,
what you got?
because we need.
Yeah.
These are exactly the things that we need, man. So what you're saying here in
Mhm.
today,
Mhm.
what Mom Donnie is doing is sensible,
Mhm.
actually. Well, no. Actually, what Mom Donnie, like, if you were to ask Fox News, and
Mhm.
anybody who listens to Fox News, what Mom Donnie is doing is radical on the
Right,
left
right.
side, dude.
Yeah.
But you
It's
know
out of
what
the
you're saying?
ordinary.
Yeah, it's fucking ordinary. That shit is like, it should be policy.
Yeah, yeah.
For experience, for work experience, people should be getting paid. And if it's not in the benefit of the private owner of the business, then the state could pay for that. Or New York, in this case, is paying for that. And
Mhm.
likely with tax dollars, right? And
Yeah.
maybe we could go beyond that and tax the business owners a little more, right?
Mhm.
For those funds so that the regular people wouldn't have to be paying for it. But yeah, man, I really, the Overton window is a good way for people to be thinking about the shit that's going on right now, man.
Yeah.
Like, see where things are at. See where things are at now and where they were 10 years ago and maybe 10 years before that. And really make a critical thinking about what you're listening to at the very moment through the eyes of the Overton window, man, is the one thing that I would suggest, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God damn it.
That whiskey got me
Oh, it got you?
a little bit.
Well, I reckon that then that's a good. We're almost at 2 hours here, man. Can't stop
Yeah.
sharing this third screen, so
Yeah.
might as well
And we
do our
also,
adioses. Mhm.
yeah, man, like, share, subscribe. Nombre
Yeah.
podcast. What is this? Episode 4? Is this a month already?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
So,
And YouTube YouTube won't let me link a video to a short. And if I
mhm.
were able to do that, based on our last short got it like 1,000 views at this. By now, it's at 1,000 views.
Uh-huh.
Like, that would increase our view time like crazy. But they said that it takes 2 months if I don't want to do one of the forms of verification is that they make me take a video of my face, and I don't want to do that. Even though I'm putting my face on there, right?
Right, right, right.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because then we're gonna get got and they already have your face and they're just gonna make AIJG.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna make AIJG and they're gonna make me say that I like pizza and grape soda. No.
What?
You don't know about pizza and grape soda, dude?
Wait, the pizza maybe, but what are you talking about grape soda?
So and like these Epstein files, the secret code words that they were using for uh the P word that is
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
children
yeah.
is cheese pizza. And
Yeah,
grape soda was another code word for dirty things that these billionaires do.
okay. I didn't know about the grape soda one, but okay.
Actually, Lindsay and I got pizza, and we wanted to get grape soda because, dude, like reading, I was doing this research and I was reading that shit, and it really made me think of like the flavor of Fanta grape soda, which Fanta I feel like is like the best sugary taste.
Yeah.
But I didn't have access to Fanta, so instead I got a Boylan's black cherry and pizza. And I rarely drink soda, dude, and that shit was like syrup.
Dude, I don't know why though, but honestly, I feel like Fanta in Mexico slaps way better than the
I
Fanta
think I
here.
agree.
You know, like, and they had those commercials, the Wanna Fanta. Did they have
Don't
those
you
commercials
wanna?
here? Yeah.
Wanna, Fanta, Fanta. Yeah. They had them
Yeah.
here. This makes me think. Have you ever
But I don't
had
know.
the
Uh-huh.
Juggalo's favorite soda? Oh shit, Fago.
No.
Dude, I highly recommend that you visit the Fago website to look at their list of flavors and like old flavors. Like it's such a beautiful website, and they've got like pictures of their bottles, and you scroll through it to see all their flavors.
What is
And
this, Faygo?
yeah, Faygo, Fago.
M Fago was his name. Oh, okay.
And
Got
Fago.
it in the notes.
Oh, yeah. My favorite Fago is the bubblegum Fago. That's just good.
The bubblegum soda?
Bubblegum soda, man. But I haven't had soda in a long time. I mean, up until recently, and it's just too sugary for me now.
Yeah.
And like, it also makes me feel weird afterwards.
Like how?
The best way that I can describe it is like that little meme of that girl that's at a baseball game, and she's eating cotton candy, and she's like, "That's how I
You're just
feel."
getting a sugar rush.
Yeah, dude. I don't like it. I'm already too hyped up, dude.
Yeah, a
Even
little
when
bit,
I'm
huh?
tired. Yes, sir. But all right, man.
All right.
It's been a good talking to you, and we'll see you
Yeah.
next week. Like and
All right.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys.
All right, man.
Nombre. Late.
Nombre.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Bye.